What's going on, Canfield Nation? Welcome back. Coca's Pizza here in Canfield. We got another senior player profile brought to you by Coca's. We are glad to be joined by Matteo Ricciardi, another senior on this Canfield football team. Matteo, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
I got to say this to start it off. I think you have one of the coolest names on this Canfield football team. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's get into it. So you play noseman on third down defense. You're on the special teams unit, and you pretty much play on every single special teams unit that we have here at Canfield.
Yep, except for field goal.
Except for field goal. Okay. So coming in on third down, like that's everybody's dream, right?
Yeah.
Third down, you want to make the big play. What's the excitement coming in, wanting to make a play like that?
I mean, it's really exciting being able to go in there on the field and try to make a play when it's really needed.
What techniques do you use to get past the blockers?
I try to just go as fast as I can, get past them.
What are some things you work on in practice, and like with Seminaro and the offensive line and defensive line coach? What are some things you work on in practice, to nail down your technique for Friday nights?
What I really work on is my technique of pass rushing.
Mm-hmm.
That's normally what I go in for when I go in.
And what has Coach Seminaro kind of taught you? I mean, we talked to Luke a little bit earlier. He's a right tackle on the special teams unit. Talked about Coach Sim being a leader and a guy that he looks up to and, he could go to for anything. What are some of the things throughout your career that Coach Seminaro has taught you personally?
He's taught me a lot about staying low. If you stop moving your feet for 1 second, then you're just going to be put on the ground.
What are some other teammates that you've learned from playing that position? Because you watch the first two downs, and then you come in on third down. So who are some of the guys that you maybe look at and try and replicate what they do into your game?
Jimmy Sher and Dominic DiNato have taught me probably the most on the team. They've ever since the start, this is my first year playing this position. Ever since the start, they've always helped me push myself and keep doing what I can do.
How hard was that adjustment in the offseason? And maybe when did you figure out that you were going to be playing nose on third down?
I mean, it was obviously a big difference last year. I was playing receiver and corner. Towards the end of the year, I got moved to the end. And then in the offseason, Coach Pav came up to me and wanted me to play nose.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just a huge difference. I mean, I knew nothing. And then, I was able to get help from all the older guys and put me out there.
What were some of the first things that you learned?
First thing I learned, definitely my stance. I had such a bad stance. I kept getting put on the ground. Guys like Sotak and Jimmy.
Well, you don't want to face that guy.
Oh, no, definitely not.
All right, we'll go a little bit special teams now. So you play everything except for one. How tired are you after these games? You're playing every position.
I mean, it's actually not that bad.
No?
I mean, I get a break when the offense goes out there. It's only like a 60-yard sprint half the time.
Yeah,
it's not that
true.
bad.
So what's your assignment on special teams? Where are you located during the kickoff and the punts? And, what are you looking for? What's your assignment?
Kickoff, I am to the right of the kicker, and I run down and keep contained. And then on punt, my job is to hold the guy up, take 3 steps back, hold him up. Punt return, it depends if we're rushing or not. If we're rushing, I go block the kick. If I'm not, then I just hold the guy up.
I got a good picture of you that I'm going to put up there of you trying to block a kick. Talk about that rush and that feeling, right? I mean, it's kind of like a nose guard where you want to get after the quarterback. Instead, this time you're trying to block that kick. What's that rush when you get in your stance?
Oh, it's so exciting. I love going out there when the 100 calls our blitz call, and it's just so exciting having to run out there and just know that you get to try and block the kick.
So when you hear 100, you're ready to go. I mean, you guys are amped up. Throughout your career, could be in practice, have you ever cleanly blocked one?
Cleanly blocked one? No. I haven't blocked a single one yet.
It's hard. I mean, talk about that a little bit. It's difficult to get around and block a kick. I think a lot of the teams, of course, that you guys play are very good special teams wise. So talk about the difficulties of trying to get through and block one.
I mean, it's definitely really difficult. I got to get through 2 guys most of the time because normally there's the guard, and then I have to get through probably 2 more skill guys that are behind them.
Yep. I was talking with Luke about this a little bit. What is the favorite game that you have played in as a Canfield Cardinal?
100% West Branch. That was my first start. I played that entire game. Wasn't expecting to play in the game until the week of. It was just so exciting to be out there, play that game.
Now, when you got that call that you were going to get the start from head coach and Mike Pavlansky, nerves at all? A little bit nervous?
So nervous. Yeah, I was nervous all week until the game.
Yeah, and when you get out there, what's that feeling? Because you're on the road, you're not at home, so you're playing in unfamiliar territory, and you go out there and, you hear the stands start to rattle a little bit. The music gets bumping. You're about ready for kickoff, and you're on the kickoff team. what was that initial feeling when you go out there for the first play of the year?
I was so nervous. Even all last year, being a JV guy, I'd never played in a varsity game, even blowouts or anything. So it was just a completely different feeling that I've never had before.
What a special season that you guys have been a part of right now. 6-1 on the campaign, had the bye week, and then you just beat Youngstown East. Overall, what's your experience been like getting the start on your senior season and, having a great year, just one loss to the Cowboys?
It's so exciting. It's a blessing to be on this team, being such a great team.
And when you knew that you were going to make an adjustment from a cornerback and a wide receiver, what are some of the things that you did in the offseason to kind of prep for this year?
I tried lifting a lot more than I normally did. I remember last year, I just did what the coach had, but this year I decided to do a lot more than that, did what we had to do, and then I just put in a lot of extra.
So what's a typical day in the weight room look like for Matteo Ricciardi?
Normally I try to hit legs as much as I can.
Yeah.
Just because I'm going against 300-pound kids every day. But I try to hit legs as much as I can. I hit arms probably 3 times a week.
Nice. So overall, what is the most memorable play that you have had in your Canfield career? Or maybe one that you were a part of that you're like, you know what, I'll remember this for a long time.
Probably against St. Thomas More. I made it was a group tackle, me and Aiden Rogers. I've been playing football with Aiden Rogers since as long as I could remember. It's just so nice getting out there playing with them, a tackle with them.
How special is that, being with these guys from, the youngest age all the way up? How fun has it been to build relationships with a lot of your teammates and, share a lot of memories both on and off the field?
It's so exciting. I love it all. All
right, let's get to know you a little bit better. Favorite class that you've had at Canfield?
Favorite class? Probably woodshop.
Yes, there you go. All right. Obviously, you make the stools, right? Everybody still makes those stools.
Yeah.
What's another project that you're working on or that you've already completed that you're like, this is fantastic?
I'm planning on making a bed right now. We're almost done with the stools, but I want to make a bed frame.
All right. How long do you think that project's going to take?
I looked at some things online. It says it's going to take 11 to 12 hours, so probably like 3 months.
All right. So you got to get a key then after hours, and you got to go in the wood shop room and start carving it up.
Yeah.
So wood shop, your favorite class. Who's your favorite teacher?
Favorite teacher? It was probably Mr. Wenzel from last year. Yeah, he's my math teacher. Just nice guy, helped me with everything.
Mateo's hobbies outside of football and wood shop.
I love hanging out with my friends. I love playing basketball.
All right. Basketball. What position you play in basketball when you're out there?
I don't play basketball. I just
run around.
Yeah, I just go pick up. I'll play whatever.
All right. Who's the most competitive guy that you've played against on the basketball court that also plays on a football team?
Most competitive guy. Had to be Jack Davis.
Okay.
I remember going to Creekside with him and we were playing. He was taking every shot. And other people were taking shots.
All right. If you had to assemble a 5-man team of football players to go play the basketball team and give yourself a chance, you're included in the starting 5. Who's the other 4 that you would pick?
Jake Schneider, Drew Rostek, Jack Davis, and probably Jack Fabry.
Okay. Well, half those are on the basketball team, right?
Yeah,
Rostek,
and
Schneider.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like that. Favorite NFL team that you follow?
Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns?
Yeah.
All right. Are you an all Cleveland guy? You like the Cavs and the Guards too?
Yeah.
All right.
Cleveland.
Postseason time coming up. The Yankees.
Yeah, I know.
You get a chance to watch that last night?
I did. That was the first baseball game I watched in years.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really follow baseball too much.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Guardians playoffs.
All right. Who are some of your good friends that you have? Could be on the football team, could be off of, that you go to Sheets with and hang out with? Who are some of your go-to guys?
There's Luke Sotak, Noah Frank, Hunter Knotts. There's Connor Miller. There's a lot of guys, a bunch from the team.
What is one thing about Matteo that a lot of people don't know? Anything special? Can you do any like juggling or any certain tricks?
Not really. Nothing special. Nope.
Just plain Jane. All right.
Yeah.
We'll move on. When you look at the end of this season, like when you take off your pads and the season comes to a close, what are going to be some of the most memorable moments that you have had throughout your Canfield career?
It's got to be the wins. I mean, getting all those wins, being in all those big games, a lot of them were on TV. Just all exciting.
All right, for you, go-to playlist before a Friday football game.
I listen to a lot of rap. I don't listen to anything else. So a lot of like 21 Savage.
Gotcha.
All that.
All right. Future goals. Anything that you want to do in college? Anything you want to study?
Planning on to YSU to be an accountant.
Nice. So this year you're wrapping up college. Obviously, Luke talked about taking AP classes. What are some goals outside of football, maybe in the classroom, that you want to have?
I'd like to just keep on growing as a student. I started off really low, and I feel like I just keep getting better and better every year.
And for you personally, I'll give you one last question here. Personally, as a football player, you talk about starting, which is a great accomplishment your senior season, being out there in some big plays and some big moments. What are some personal goals you have before you wrap up the season? What are some things you want to do personally?
I'd like to start another game if that chance ever comes up. But if it doesn't, I definitely like to go far in the playoffs.
Yeah. Matteo, we appreciate your time coming out here, man.
Right,
Always appreciate it. Another great senior Canfield football player. We got one more coming up next. That is Sam Bixel right after this here on YSN. Another player profile brought to you by Coca's Pizza here in Canfield.